It started as just another fishing trip. On November 17, 2012, a small fiberglass boat left the shores of Costa Azul, Mexico, carrying two men, José Salvador Alvarenga, a 36-year-old fisherman, and his teenage companion, Ezequiel Cordoba. Their mission was simple: catch sharks and big fish, sell them, and return home in 2 days. But nature had other plans. As they moved deeper into the Pacific Ocean, dark clouds began to gather. The sea turned violent. The radio crackled with static. José called for help, but the storm was already upon them. Waves crashed over the boat, tearing apart the fishing gear and washing away their supplies. Within hours, they had lost their engine, GPS, and any hope of navigating back to shore. They were adrift. For the first few days, they survived on raw fish and rainwater. But as the days turned to weeks and weeks into months, reality began to sink in. They were lost, completely alone, somewhere in the vast Pacific Ocean. José tried to stay strong. He set up a routine: catch fish with his hands, trap rainwater in containers, and use floating debris for shade. But the sun was merciless. The salt burned their skin and the loneliness was crushing. Ezequiel, the young boy, began to lose hope. He cried for his family, prayed every night, and refused to eat. After 4 months, malnourished and weak, he couldn't take it anymore. One morning, José woke up to find him still, gone. José was now completely alone. He wrapped Ezequiel's body and said a prayer before letting him go to the sea. Then he screamed into the empty horizon, his voice swallowed by the wind. Days blurred into weeks, weeks into months. He began talking to the ocean and to the birds, even to God. He dreamed of food, of warmth, of voices. He battled hallucinations and despair. But deep inside, something refused to die. He survived by catching fish and turtles, drinking rainwater, and eating the flesh of seabirds. When there was no rain, he drank turtle blood to stay alive. He followed the stars at night, hoping they would guide him somewhere, anywhere. Then, after 438 days at sea, a miracle happened. On January 30th, 2014, his broken boat washed ashore on Eben Atoll, part of the Marshall Islands, more than 6,700 miles from where he started. He stumbled onto the beach, weak and covered in salt sores. Locals found him, a ghost of a man, barely alive. When they asked where he came from, he whispered, "Mexico." The world didn't believe him at first. How could someone survive alone on the ocean for over a year? Scientists, journalists, and doctors all examined his story and found it true. His hair, his injuries, his detailed memory of ocean patterns, it all matched. José Salvador Alvarenga had survived what no one else ever had: the longest recorded solo survival at sea in human history. When he returned home, he was hailed as the real-life castaway. But deep inside, José carried scars no one could see: the loneliness, the loss of Ezequiel, the endless silence of the ocean. In interviews, he said something haunting: "The sea gave me life, but it also took everything from me." His story became a book and inspired documentaries. But nothing could truly capture the sheer willpower it took to survive 438 days of isolation, hunger, and despair. José's journey isn't just about survival. It's about the unbreakable spirit of a man who refused to die.